You can always tell how deeply someone feels for you by listening carefully, not to what they say to impress you, but to what they say when their guard is down. When a man truly loves you, his language changes. His words carry weight, intention, and emotional honesty. Emotional communication is the quiet backbone of deep love. It's not loud, dramatic, or constantly declared, but it's present in every tone, pause, and choice of words. When a man truly loves you, his language evolves. He starts to communicate not from a place of performance or charm, but from emotional safety and sincerity. He doesn't speak to win you over anymore. He speaks to understand you, to connect with you, to make you feel seen and emotionally secure. This shift in communication is one of the most reliable signs of genuine affection, because it's not about what he says once. It's about how his entire pattern of expression changes over time. At the start of most relationships, people often communicate to impress. The words are polished, the stories are curated, and every message is subconsciously designed to be attractive. But when real love grows, that need fades away. A man who loves you deeply no longer worries about being impressive. He focuses on being transparent. You'll notice it in the way he speaks when you're not at your best, when you're anxious, hurt, or withdrawn. Instead of dismissing your feelings or turning defensive, he slows down his response. His tone softens. His words start carrying empathy instead of judgment. This is emotional communication, the kind that builds trust and strengthens intimacy. When he says things like, "I get why that hurt you," or "I understand what you mean," he's not just agreeing with you. He's validating your inner world. That validation is love in motion. It tells you that your emotions are safe with him, that you don't have to hide or shrink to be understood. A man who loves you deeply will learn to listen between your words, to the silence, to the sighs, to the things you find hard to say. He'll respond not to fix you, but to be there with you in that moment. Another part of emotional communication is consistency. Deep love doesn't fluctuate with moods or convenience. When a man is truly connected, he communicates in a steady, emotionally responsible way. You don't have to guess what he feels because his actions and his words align. When he says, "I care about you," he follows it with effort. When he promises to call, his communication becomes a reflection of his reliability, not his charm. That's how you know it's real. Emotional communication becomes the safe space in your relationship. It's where misunderstandings turn into growth and where vulnerability is met with respect, not ridicule. When a man reaches this level of openness, he's not afraid to express his feelings either. He tells you when he's scared, when he's unsure, when he misses you, not because he's weak, but because he knows that emotional honesty is strength. He no longer hides behind silence or humor to protect his ego. Instead, he uses words as a bridge, not a shield. So when a man deeply loves you, his emotional communication will feel calm, consistent, and clear. You'll feel safe, not confused, heard, not dismissed. And that is the purest form of love, the kind that speaks not to impress, but to connect hearts on the deepest level. When a man deeply loves you, one of the most beautiful shifts you'll notice is in the way he starts to talk about the future. His language quietly transitions from I to we, from me to us. This is not a rehearsed gesture or a conscious attempt to sound romantic. It's a natural evolution that comes when his heart begins to include you in his sense of what's next. It's a sign that he's no longer viewing life as a solo journey, but as a shared path that he wants to walk with you. The change might seem small at first, but it holds deep emotional meaning. When a man starts speaking in terms of we, he's revealing that he sees you as part of his life in a real integrated way, not just in fleeting moments, but in plans, dreams, and decisions in the early stages of attraction. A man's communication often centers around the present, the moments you share, the excitement of getting to know each other, the spark of connection. But when love grows roots, his focus begins to stretch forward. You'll hear it in the little things he says. "We should go there next summer. We'd make a great team doing that." Or, "What would we do if we moved somewhere new?" These statements may seem casual, but they're revealing they show that in his mind. You've already become part of his story, not a temporary chapter, but a recurring presence in every future he imagines. This inclusion of we isn't about dependency or losing individuality. It's about partnership. A man who truly loves you doesn't see your life as something that needs to revolve around his. Instead, he starts to imagine how your two worlds can grow together. His we is collaborative, not possessive. He wants to build, not control. This kind of communication is grounded in respect. It values your voice, your goals, and your boundaries. When he says we, he's not claiming you, he's choosing you. It's also worth noticing that when a man starts thinking in terms of we, he takes more responsibility for his emotional choices. Decisions become more considerate. He no longer acts impulsively without thinking about how it might affect you. His language starts to reflect accountability. We'll figure it out. We can handle this. We're a team. That subtle shift shows that he no longer views challenges as something he faces alone, but as something you face together. And that mindset builds emotional security. It reminds you that even in uncertainty, he's committed to finding solutions with you, not around you. When he begins to use inclusive language, it's also a sign that he's emotionally invested in the long term. Men don't casually use we when they're unsure or uncommitted. It's a linguistic reflection of attachment, a small daily reminder that his heart has expanded to make room for someone else. It's not a grand gesture. It's a quiet truth revealed in everyday conversations. So when you start hearing we instead of I, don't overlook it. That's love revealing itself in language. Not through grand promises, but through simple, consistent inclusion. It's the way a man says, without even realizing it, I see my future and you're in it. When a man truly loves you, one of the most powerful things he'll ever say is, I'm sorry. These two simple words hold more meaning than flowers, gifts, or promises. They're not about weakness or guilt. They're about emotional maturity and genuine care. When a man says, I'm sorry from a place of love, it's not because he wants to avoid conflict or keep the peace. It's because your peace matters to him. He values the relationship more than his ego, and that's the truest sign of emotional connection. In many relationships, apologies can become a game of pride. People avoid saying sorry because they believe it makes them look small, or they wait for the other person to break first. But when a man loves you deeply, his perspective shifts. He no longer sees sorry as surrender. He sees it as strength. To him, apologizing is not losing power. It's protecting the bond you share. He realizes that love isn't about winning arguments. It's about winning trust. And when love runs deep, peace between you becomes more important than being right. A sincere apology from a loving man doesn't sound like a rehearsed statement. It's gentle, thoughtful, and grounded in awareness. It might sound like, I see how that hurt you, or I didn't mean to make you feel that way, but I understand why you did. These words carry accountability. He's not deflecting blame or minimizing your emotions. He's acknowledging them. That's emotional honesty. When a man reaches that level of communication, he's no longer reacting defensively. He's responding with empathy. He's not focused on how your reaction makes him feel, but on how his actions affected you. This form of communication takes courage. It requires self-reflection, humility, and the emotional safety to be vulnerable. A man who can say, I'm sorry with sincerity is a man who's comfortable being imperfect in front of you. He's not trying to perform or maintain an image of being flawless. He's showing you his humanity. And in that honesty, love grows stronger, because when someone loves you deeply, they would rather repair what's broken than pretend nothing happened. Apologizing also builds emotional trust. When you hear I'm sorry followed by changed behavior, you begin to feel safe again. You start to believe that. He doesn't just hear your pain, he learns from it. That consistency between words and actions creates security. It teaches you that conflict doesn't have to mean distance, and disagreement doesn't have to mean disrespect. Instead, it becomes a path back to connection. When a man is deeply in love, his apology comes with an unspoken message. I care more about us than my pride. He starts to view mistakes as opportunities to grow together rather than reasons to pull apart. His sorry isn't an ending. It's an invitation to begin again, stronger and closer. So when a man looks you in the eyes and says, I'm sorry, don't underestimate it. It means he's choosing love over ego, understanding over stubbornness, connection over control. And that's what makes his love real. Not perfect, but patient, humble, and true. When a man deeply loves you, one of the most revealing things he begins to say is, I appreciate you. Those words might seem simple, but they carry a depth that only genuine affection can give. Appreciation is the language of awareness. It means he sees you. Not just your presence, but your effort, your patience, your energy, and everything you bring into his life. When love deepens, gratitude naturally follows. A man who truly loves you doesn't take you for granted. Instead, he becomes increasingly aware of the ways you make his world better. Many relationships thrive on attraction and excitement. Compliments are about appearance or chemistry. You're beautiful, you're amazing, you're perfect. But as real love grows, appreciation replaces admiration. It's no longer about idealizing you. It's about valuing the real you, your kindness, your understanding, your ability to make him feel at peace when the world feels heavy. When he says, I appreciate you, what he's really saying is, I see your effort, I don't overlook your love, and I'm grateful for the way you show up for me. Appreciation is emotional awareness in action. It means he's not just coasting through the relationship, assuming your love will always be there. He's consciously acknowledging it. That awareness is powerful because it prevents complacency, one of the quiet destroyers of long-term love. A man who appreciates you will remind you, not just through words, but through gestures, that your presence is valuable. He might notice the little things you do, the way you listen when he talks about his day, the way you support his dreams, or even the way you bring calm into his chaos. He'll make you feel that your contributions matter, no matter how small they seem. True appreciation also brings emotional balance. When a man appreciates you, he doesn't focus only on what he receives. He reflects on what he gives back. He wants to match your energy, to reciprocate your kindness. It's no longer a one-sided dynamic. It becomes mutual growth. He starts saying things like, I don't know what I'd do without you, or you make me want to be better. Those words reveal not dependency, but recognition. He understands that your love challenges him to grow, to mature, and to give with the same open heart that he receives with. What's beautiful about appreciation is that it deepens intimacy without needing grand gestures. A simple thank you can mean more than any gift when it's sincere. Over time, those moments of gratitude build emotional safety. You start to feel seen and valued, and he feels connected and purposeful. Appreciation creates a loop of love. The more he expresses it, the more love flows between you. When a man loves you deeply, I appreciate you becomes more than a phrase. It becomes a practice, a daily reminder that your presence is not just noticed, but cherished. It's how he communicates that your love doesn't go unseen, that your energy doesn't go unnoticed, and that your heart doesn't go unrecognized. In that appreciation, you feel the quiet strength of his love, not loud or showy, but steady, genuine, and deeply felt. When a man deeply loves you, one of the most meaningful questions he begins to ask is, how are you really? It's a small question with enormous depth, and it separates ordinary affection from emotional intimacy. Most people ask, how are you? Out of habit, expecting a polite answer. But when a man truly loves you, he asks it differently, with presence, patience, and genuine curiosity. He's not looking for a quick response. He's opening a space for truth. That really, at the end, turns a casual question into a heartfelt invitation. Tell me what's beneath the surface. Tell me what's real. This kind of question comes from emotional investment. It means he's tuned into you enough to sense when something feels off. Even if you're smiling, he notices the small changes, the silence in your voice, the heaviness in your energy, the hesitation in your words. And instead of ignoring it or brushing it aside, he reaches out with care. When he asks, How are you really? He's telling you that he's ready to listen without judgment. He's not trying to fix you or offer quick advice. He's offering understanding. That's what love sounds like when it grows deep, not through grand declarations, but through genuine attention. When a man loves you deeply, he starts valuing emotional honesty more than perfection. He doesn't want you to hide your struggles or pretend you're okay. He wants to be the person you can exhale around, the one who creates safety through empathy. You'll notice it in how he listens. He doesn't interrupt or rush you to move past your feelings. He gives you space to speak, even when you can't find the perfect words. His silence isn't distance, it's presence. It's his way of saying, "You matter enough for me to listen fully." As love deepens, his curiosity extends beyond emotions. He begins asking about your dreams, your fears, your thoughts about life. He wants to understand how you see the world. This is because genuine love isn't just attraction, it's fascination. He wants to know the layers of who you are, not just the version you show everyone else. His questions become thoughtful and intentional, designed to connect rather than to impress. That curiosity is a powerful sign of emotional depth. It shows that he values your inner world as much as your outer presence. How are you really? Becomes the foundation of emotional intimacy in your relationship. It's what helps you both navigate challenges with honesty and tenderness. When you feel seen and heard, you open up more. You start sharing your truths freely, and that creates an emotional bond that's stronger than physical attraction. You feel safe being vulnerable because his care doesn't fluctuate with your mood. It stays consistent, grounded, and real. When a man loves you deeply, this kind of communication becomes second nature. His concern is not performative. It's consistent. He checks in not just when things are wrong, but even when they seem right, because he wants to stay connected to your emotional world. How are you really? Becomes his way of saying, your heart matters to me. Your peace matters to me. You matter to me. And when a man reaches that level of love, you can feel it, not in what he gives, but in how he listens.